What's up there, people? Welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host, Nate. Let's talk football. What I got for you today? Today is preview day. You know what it means? It's been about a week now since the last time you watched Chelsea play. I watched Chelsea play, and guess what? They get to play tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah? I'm hype. I'm buzzy. Listen, hopefully we don't get disappointed. I know we're not going to get disappointed. Chelsea versus Burnley is going to be at the bridge. We behind them. We supporting them. Those are us that are watching in TV world. Those are us that's going to be there in live. Let's see. We are ready. It's been about a week since we last watched our beautiful Chelsea play good football, right? Now I've been watching football here and there, but it's not the same. When your team, the team that you love gets to play, it's not the same. But let's see. Before we get into all of that regarding the preview, my predicted lineup, my score prediction, who's the player that I think gonna score, what Liam Rosenior gonna do, and all of that good stuff. How about you hit the like, hit the subscribe, much appreciated. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's frustrating every day I gotta say this, but let's get into it. Again, before we get into it, right? Liam Rosenior spoke, right? About the incident that happened, the Benfica versus Real Madrid game. He has his thought, right? And Enzo Fernandez also spoke as well. So we're going to look at the both of them, right? The reason why I'm bringing Enzo Fernandez one is because he's adjutant, and the guy that is allegedly, right, being racist to Vinicius Jr. is also adjutant. So let's see what happened here. Now, Rosenior, take it. Liam Rosenior hit back at Jose Mourinho. When you see a player upset, how Vinicius Jr. was upset, normally they are upset for a reason. I have been racially abused myself. What people have to understand is when you are judged for something you should be proud of, it is the worst feeling you can ever possibly imagine. There are historical things to racism. I need to, as a manager of this club, make my statement on it clear. Make my statement on it. If any coach, player, or manager is ever found guilty of racism, they should be out of the game, or they shouldn't be in the game. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Now, let's move to Enzo Fernandez, right? Before we call it a day. Sorry, this is not Fernandez. This is Fernandez. Thank you. Enzo on Vinicius Jr. Whenever he puts on the Real Madrid shirt, he proudly talks about tattoos, especially when he sees an adjutant. For him, everything seems to end when Real Madrid trophy. But the World Cup, that's one tattoo he may never touch in a Brazil shirt, just like Otamendi reminded him. Now, let's look at the young lad that was involved. Now, breaking Gianluca Prestiani, closest family, including his parents, arrived in Lisbon in the last few hours, worried about the situation involving the Benfica player. This his representative told Cabin Sport, right? Now, if you don't know, I already did a video about this. I gave my thoughts and everything, but Liam Rosenior spoke about the matter. Enzo Fernandez also has his thought, right? His own things to say as well. Now, again, it's one of those things, and I know everybody kind of split about the matter because, first of all, the lad himself having admitted to saying he called Vinicius Jr. a monkey, right? Now, so it's basically your word against my word, right? Because there's no evidence. The referee didn't hear anything. Nobody can account for anything. Who is, everybody could say, who is to say the Real Madrid player are not just supporting Vinicius Jr. because he's their teammate and they themselves didn't hear anything, right? It's one of those things, right? But again, FIFA have launched an investigation into the matter. If they do find this guy guilty, right, again, like Liam Rosenior said, he should be punished. Now, going as far as saying he shouldn't be involved in the game, now I don't know about that, but he should be punished. Now I'm all for that. He should definitely be punished. Again, it's one of those things. Being labeled or racist, it has the potential to be able to end your entire career. And he's a very young guy as well. So now if that tag of racism gets on him, he's done. He is basically done. There's no big club or good club who want to pick him right now. It's going to be very tough for him. Enzo Fernandez was this close to being labeled that, right? Kudos to his Chelsea teammate in Wesley Fofana that came to his aid and said, okay, I know Enzo, he's not a racist, but for him, so far nobody have come out to say anything, right? Jose Mourinho also talked about the matter. He said the way Vinicius Jr. Celebrated. I told you, like I said, I did a whole video about that. Vinicius Jr., right? People like him are instigators. What I mean by that, right? The way he do things, the way he, the way he play football in itself, right, makes people want to hurt him, makes people want to insult him, makes people want to do all of that. But again, that's no reason that you should be, especially racially abusing the man, right? I cannot stop him from celebrating the way he wants to celebrate, right? Again, I cannot stop him from that. Right, that's what Jose is saying. Right, you should also pay attention to this thing, because if you don't want people treating you in a certain light, maybe you shouldn't be, provoking them to be able to, say certain things towards you. Again, like I'm saying, don't, by no means. That's why I'm also for the people that are saying, right, his celebration shouldn't be the reason that people are treating him the way they are treating him. That's not good and that's not fair. So, like I said, FIFA have launch an investigation. If they do find Prestiani guilty, let them punish him. Let them absolutely punish him, right? Now, Enzo Fernandez coming or saying what he's saying. Again, that's just back to the point that Vinny is an instigator. Like, if you talk to him, he'll tell you he won 2 Champions League, right? He'll tell you Madrid have won 15 Champions League. He'll let you know all this thing. It's banter. It's all in there. Now, you go ahead and say yours as well, but don't go as far as, racially abusing the man. There's no excuse for that, because once that happens, now that goes beyond the football. That goes beyond. Now at that point, FIFA have to step in, like FIFA is right now. So that's pretty much everything that is going on in that end. And now we're back to Chelsea versus Burnley. Everything that is going on right over there. First of all, everybody's rested. Paul Palmer is rested. Estevao is rested. Jean Pedro is rested. Regime is rested. Name them, they all rested. Because why? They were given about a week of vacation, a week to go wherever place they want. We know some of them was in Dubai. We know that, right? Name them. Even Saul, Mamadou Saul that just got here, he was also on vacation. The brother is opening a sport car. I couldn't really see what brand or model it was, but the brother was about to enter a sport car, right? So everybody was balling. You switch off a little bit. Now it's time to switch on. Not just switch on, but switch the heck on. Yeah? Because we want to make truffle with the way things is moving right now. We might as well start hoping to win the league. Because if Arsenal keep drawing level and say, I promise you, we will be there. We will be there when people start to sleep, and we can just, scratch our hand like that and grab it. Yeah? Easy. But like I said, we need to switch on. We cannot be in vacation mode in this game. Burnley is coming to the bridge. We're gonna be there, right? Those are, like I said, those of us that are gonna be in person watching the game live at the bridge. Kudos to you. Those of us that are also gonna be online, right? In TV, we're watching the game as well. We will be there supporting and cheering as well. Let's say, we will not, Chelsea, turn this into a charity game. Right? If you want a charity game, you can wait, right? There's an annual charity game that is usually held, right? Where you have the Thierry Henry, some of big name celebrities, all of them go and then play, right? I don't know, I think it's UNICEF or something like that, right? Save the children, whatever it is. Or you can wait for the YouTuber one, the one with Chunks and them lot. You can wait for them and then you go partake in that one as well. But this game tomorrow, it is not a charity game. Burnley is coming. They lost their last game in the FA Cup to Mansfield, I think, yeah. They lost their last game. They won their Premier League, the game before their Premier League game. They did win that, right? But we do not care about that. Because they can come onto the bridge and switch it. They are sitting 19 right now on the table. They're looking to avoid relegation. They have the chance, the potential to be able to avoid relegation, and they're trying to do that. We cannot offer them. No, we cannot turn into Arsenal. Listen, we are not winning. We are not going for the title right now. We are going for top 4, right? The top 4 race is on. Man United is looking good. I don't know who they're playing next, but we shouldn't be worried about who they're playing next. We should be worried about who we playing next. So please, Chelsea, Rosenior, what's their name? Cole Palmer, Estevao, Chalobah, Fofana, Sanchez, Rhys James, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, please, yeah? Santos, please, I'm begging you, Lord. Saturday, please don't turn it into a charity game. I want you to take this game like it's a Champions League final. Now, from now to the end of the season, right, to May, we treat every single game like a Champions League final, because we could possibly be in the Champions League final, yeah? We're trying to get there. Imagine we win it. Imagine we win it. And also don't end up with a single title. Lord have mercy. Mama, they are not ready. Everybody's here. Now, let's get into the preview. So we know, right? I may listen. This gonna be my starting 11. Not days. We about to get into it like one by one, right? So first of all, you already know who's in goal. Sanchez is definitely in goal. If you don't agree with that, that's your business. Then something wrong with you. Like I said, I commented on somebody post the other day, and I said Sanchez has been one of our most consistent players, right? Each and every Chelsea player had that moment. The beginning of the season, we all look at Casado. At some point, we look at Rich James. It was about Rich James. At some point, it's about Enzo Fernandez, and then now Ja Pedro. Cole Palmer is also coming back. But one person that has been a consistent factor in that entire Chelsea lineup is Sanchez this season, right? Since that mistake against Man United, the beginning of the season, he's putting himself together. We haven't seen anything from him like that, right? So kudos to Sanchez. So Sanchez will be in my lineup. Now, when we come to the back line, right? At right back, Rich James is available, so I'm picking Rich James, right? He is available, so he gets to be, where's James? There. So Rich James goes in there. Now, we know, I'll swap these two people. So because I want Fofana and Chalobah to be the center back pairing tomorrow. Both of them are well rested. Everybody is well rested. Fofana and Chalobah, both of them are well rested. So I don't see an excuse for bringing Badia Deshi into this game, for bringing tossing Adararo Biello right into this game. Even though, listen, I'm a low key, I like him, right? If he doesn't have to defend, I'm okay with him. But again, he's a defender, so that's the one thing we're paying him for, right? But then at left back, we know the best left back in the world on the planet is not available tomorrow, right? He's out for at least a couple games. He's going to be out until even the Arsenal game, right? So pray for us. Bade the She have to be out. Now, so I'll have Hato. Where's Hato? Hato in there. But now, I also wouldn't be against if Liam Rosenior decide to go with Malo Gusto up there, because we're seeing Malo Gusto play in that left back position. Then turn Malo Gusto into a winger. Ooh, how about that? Because we know with the way Chelsea set, with the way Liam Rosenior set up lately, right? Fernandez is the one that play in that winger position, but he's not quite a winger, and we'll get to that in a minute. But if you play Malo Gusto there, that turns into a winger, right? He's right footed, he could play there. It could be okay. While Fernandez talks into that half space that he loves to be in, play in as our second 10. So we'll see what happens with that. Fernandez. But Hato back in there, or Malo Gusto. In fact, they put Malo Gusto in there. Forget Hato. Forget Hato. Where's Gusto? Gusto, where are you? Malo Gusto up there. Now, in the midfield, so Fernandez, Casado is done. But Fernandez Casado is done, but it's not done because somebody is missing, and you know who exactly is missing. Yeah, Santos is missing, so Fernandez have to go up there. Him have to come here, and then we bring in Santos in. He's been one of the most crucial part of Chelsea midfield, that midfield three, right? Because under Maresca, we saw Chelsea trying to implement that midfield three, but since Lavia got injured, Maresca didn't know what to do. But now Enzo. Liam Rosenior has figured it out with Santos. Santos play in that same quote unquote, I would say, what's his name, Lavia position, and he's killing it as of now. And we know Lavia is also back, but I don't know if Lavia is available for the game tomorrow. So we'll leave that out there, right? But Casado and Lavia, both of them, I said Lavia, Casado, and Santos, both of them together in that pairing. And obviously we have Palmer playing in his usual position as a 10. Now, as a 10. He's been on it. He's been assisting. He's been scoring goals. So Palmer stay where Palmer stay. He's coming back. He's well rested. I'm looking to see what Palmer can do for us tomorrow. Now, somebody would say Esteban should start on the right-hand side. But Pedro Neto just came from a hat trick. So you cannot put Pedro Neto on the bench. No. So to keep the form going, I'm going to go Neto on the right side. Esteban on the bench tomorrow. Esteban to come off the bench. Right? Pedro Neto on the right side. Palmer in the middle, right? And there we have Fernandez. But you and myself know, and we'll come to all of that in a minute, that Fernandez is not going to be playing as a winger. No, we don't know that. We know that Chelsea usually play with 2 10s, and Fernandez is going to be the second one. So So think about that. And all front you have to be Ja Pedro. It's our striker informer now. Liam Dela got a hat trick of assists in the FA Cup game, but this is the Premier League. This is for the big boys. Yeah, what am I saying? Fernandez, Ja Pedro, yeah, up front. So Ja Pedro, Cole Palmer, Neto, and Fernandez. Everybody right there, right? But now, here's the thing. When we turn into attack, this pretty much what's happening. He tucks in here. Palmer is here, right? Basically, Palmer have that free roll. Palmer goes all over the place that he wants to go. The both of them can do the same thing, right? Because he sometimes turns into an 8 and drop down for the ball as well. But usually he comes down here, so that's what on the touchdown to get the ball, which is good. And then Palmer, right, basically have the license to roam wherever he wants to roam. There's two people, so he talks in here. So you have this guy, right? The one thing I also observe about Liam Rosenior is like you have the winger also talking in. So you're almost like something like this, right? And then you have Rich James that could potentially overlap. You have Santos. It turns into something like this. Casado roaming around here. You have Santos that's somewhere here as well, right? And then Gusto doing the overlap. So it's almost something like this, right? Almost something like this. Casado will talk in between the two center back if we need it, to. So almost into a back three. Then Santos become that quote unquote number 6, right? But Casado, once we in possession and the ball advances higher up the pitch, he steps somewhere here. Santos also there as well. So the both of them almost like this, right? But when they need be, the moment we get out of position, one of them drop that until the fullbacks comes back, right? The both of them comes back. Then Casado can go into his usual number 6 position. But until then, this is what, right? He operates here or here along with Santos as well. So when we in position, it's almost like 2-2-3 3 or something like that. 2-2-3-3, something like that, right? Which is nice because you have Gusto overlapping, Rich James also overlapping. Because the reason I'm saying this, because last season with Maresca, right, we saw Cucurella overlapping and he was scoring goal and assisting. This season, there was less of that. And what's it called? Liam Rosenior coming back, putting Cucurella in those dangerous positions. He has now managed to score a goal and assist as well. Now he's injured, but we now want to see our fullback also in that position. What's his name? Hato has also managed to score at least 2 different goals as well, being higher up the pitch. So we want to get our fullback as high as possible. So for me, that's pretty much what I'll go with. Pretty much what I would go with. And I think that should be good enough to get us the win. Now, what Liam Rosenior will go with, that's also up to him as well. But we'll see what happens. My prediction for the game tomorrow. Ooh la la. I'm gonna go Burnley 1, Chelsea 3. Chelsea 3, Burnley 1. Now I'll be surprised if we score 4 goals or so, right? Again, these little games can be difficult, right? But so far we're seeing our ability to be able to break down little things. Now, the Leeds game was not a good example of that. We usually switch off, but hopefully this game we don't switch off. Like I've been saying, please don't turn this into a charity game. Hold this game like it's a Champions League final, not even a semi-final or final. Please. Okay. Now, good. Who to score tomorrow? Right? Ja Pedro, you have to put the striker inform name out there first. Ja Pedro, I'm going to go Ja Pedro, Cole Palmer, and Enzo Fernandez. Those 3 people. Now, maybe one shocking somebody, Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto barely scored a goal. He managed to score 1 goal. Malo Gusto on the score sheet. How about that? So possibly 4 goals tomorrow I'm anticipating from Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Adios, mi amigos. See you in the next videos.